Welcome back to Phone Repair Meow. Today, we're rediving into an iPhone 15 Pro that refuses to cooperate. And I, your humble repair magician, am here to negotiate peace with its tiny, rebellious components. This little resistor, a silent saboteur of sanity, sits quietly on the board, daring me to question my life choices. I stare at it and wonder, does it mock me, or am I just imagining it? Perhaps both. Every screw that falls to the floor steals a tiny piece of dignity from my existence, and I solemnly curse its trajectory for exactly 3 seconds before pretending to be calm. The CPU glimmers under the magnifying glass, showing off like a tiny disco, reminding me that I thought I understood everything. But in reality, I am merely watching electrons perform interpretive dance. Each minuscule resistor is like a rebellious child. They do not explain themselves. They do not send warnings. They simply refuse to cooperate and drag the whole phone into silent protest. I ask myself, if I were a resistor, would I choose rebellion or obedience? Probably rebellion. It's way more fun. The time I accidentally cracked a display taught me a crucial philosophical lesson. Carefulness does not guarantee safety, but it gives you the right to blame yourself creatively. And when a screw vanished into the void, I realized that some losses are predestined, and all I can do is accept it, sigh, and pick up another screw. Every solder joint, every voltage test feels like a chess game with fate. I am never sure if I am winning, but at least I am playing. And apparently, that is a repair technician has purpose in life. You might ask, how can a tiny resistor ruin an entire phone? I honestly don't know, but I suspect it absorbs moisture from the air, or it has a stronger sense of destiny than I do. I've come to believe these tiny parts are more honest than humans. They lie less, pretend less. They simply fail silently, or work perfectly. Today, I look at the iPhone and silently think, life might be nothing more than constant repair. Sometimes you succeed. Sometimes your desk gets dirtier, and all you can do is shrug. Each time I peer through the microscope, I see a reflection of the world, delicate, precise, unpredictable, and absurdly meticulous. Maybe I am like this phone, both of us searching for a reason to reboot. Sometimes I reflect, repairing a phone is like life. You think you're in control, but one tiny misstep can ruin everything. When screws roll away for those few seconds, I contemplate the meaning of the universe. Is everything random, or is some higher dimensional being watching us fix phones, giggling quietly? Every time I clean dust, I feel like I am organizing my thoughts, but the dust multiplies faster than I anticipate, and my patience is shorter than the dust has lifespan. I suspect the phone has higher education. It knows how to drive me crazy without a single word. During the ball placement, I feel like I am performing a sacred ritual. Each tiny ball is a miniature universe, and somehow I get lost inside. Life itself may be a collection of micro universes, every tiny component silently deciding outcomes while we helplessly comply. I've begun to believe that a repair technician as philosophy is simple. Things will break, things will fail. Humor is your only survival tool. Cracked displays, lost screws, rebellious resistors. They all remind you, don't take it too seriously, or you lose your mind. I look up at the ceiling, imagining the cosmos silently observing me, occasionally winking as if to say, keep going, you're re-amusing. Each repair is a duel with destiny. You try your best. It watches you break. It smiles. Under the control of these minuscule components, I sense a bizarre order, completely uncontrollable, yet, inspiringly precise. Sometimes I imagine if phones had emotions, they'd ask every day, how long can this repair technician last? Every solder, every voltage test, every ball placement feels like a game of hide and seek with fate, and I am always the last one to find the exit. I suppose this iPhone and I are alike, both seeking a reason to reboot, a reason for life to continue. When the screw finally snaps back into place, I take a deep breath and silently tell myself, even if the world collapses, I can still fix this. I remind myself that a repair technician's life is not just about tools and components, it is about mindset and humor. Each disassembly, cleaning, and soldering session reminds me, things break, but the laughs are forever. I gaze at the iPhone 15 Pro, quietly thinking maybe I am not repairing the phone, but my own fragile heart. Philosophical lessons. Repairing phones teaches me that life, its big problems are often just tiny resistors, failing silently. I sigh and laugh, telling myself, this is the truth of life, absurd, inevitable, and best approached with humor. Cracked displays, missing screws, rebellious resistors. Each small disaster reminds me, don't take it seriously, don't panic, and don't forget to laugh. I put down my tools, look at the ceiling, and think. Some things require no explanation, some breakdowns require no reason. Perhaps life and phone repair are like endless reboots, requiring us to stay calm, occasionally self-deprecate, occasionally break down, occasionally laugh like a maniac. Maybe this is our shared destiny with electronics, fleeting, fragile, uncontrollable, yet strangely mesmerizing. Like today, as repair, every passing current, every solder, every tiny success reminds me, absurdity is a kind of beauty. I take a deep breath and tell the phone, if you turn on today, and I survive this, that's enough. I hold a tiny resistor in tweezers, marveling at how something so small can wield so much destructive potential. It's like the Voldemort of electronics, invisible, deadly, and everyone whispers about it in hushed tones. Sometimes I wonder if the screwdrivers have a secret alliance with the screws, like they plot against me during every repair session. I drop a screw, it bounces once, twice, and disappears, leaving me staring at the floor like a confused detective. The soldering iron heats up, humming its threatening little song, reminding me that precision is non-negotiable and mistakes are expensive. I've seen phones that look pristine on the outside, but hide chaos inside. A silent rebellion of circuits and resistors conspiring to ruin my day. Air humidity, static electricity, cosmic misfortune. I'll never know. All I know is that tiny resistors have the power to humble even the most confident technician. I laugh at myself for taking this seriously. But then I realized if I didn't laugh, I did probably cry into my tweezers. Sometimes I think about the life stories of these components. Perhaps this capacitor has dreams, and that diode is just having an existential crisis. Cleaning dust off the board feels like meditation, except with more cursing and occasional tears. I've spent entire mornings chasing screws under tables, performing what I now call floor archaeology. Every tiny bolt I place is a miniature universe. I whisper motivational speeches to them, because clearly, morale matters even for inanimate objects. Then comes the testing phase, fingers crossed, prayers muttered under breath, and a deep hope that all resistors are suddenly loyal for 5 minutes. When the phone finally powers on, I feel a fleeting godlike euphoria, only to remember that the next device will probably be worse. Repairing phones is a constant cycle of hope, despair, humor, and philosophy. Mostly philosophy. I didn't ask for. Sometimes I imagine these devices as tiny, capricious gods, teaching lessons in patience, humility, and the art of laughing at misfortune. I wipe the sweat off my brow, look at the chaos of components on the desk, and realize if I survive this, anything in life seems manageable. I swear if I weren't a repair technician, I'd probably be a philosopher or a comedian, because every repair session is an existential performance. The irony of repairing technology is that it teaches you more about life than any philosophy book could. Screws, resistors, microchips, they all have secrets, and they guard them fiercely, only revealing them if you earnestly negotiate with patience and humor. Sometimes I talk to the phone like it's a patient. I say, come on buddy, we got this, don't fail me now. And sometimes, just sometimes, it listens. The tiny resistor that haunted me for an hour finally obeys, and I feel victorious, as if I've won a tiny, absurd war. Life, like phone repair, It's full of unseen battles, unpredictable outcomes, and small victories that feel monumental. I look at the iPhone 15 Pro one last time and whisper, we survived another day together. You and I, tiny resistor and human alike. In the end, every repair teaches the same lesson. Embrace absurdity, laugh at chaos, and respect the tiny things that can ruin your life in seconds. Even when the board is clean, screws accounted for, and the phone works, I know deep down that the next repair will challenge me even more, and I will greet it with the same mixture of dread and glee. And that, my friends, is the life of a phone repair master. Endless chaos, infinite humor, and a deep, inexplicable love for rebellious resistors. By now, I've handled enough micro components to feel like a tiny god of circuits. Yet, every time a screw rolls away, or a resistor misbehaves, I am humbled instantly, reminded that control is mostly an illusion. I sometimes wonder, if I drop a screw in the multiverse, does it appear in another dimension? Probably, and probably laughing at me. Cleaning flux off the board becomes a Zen exercise. Patience, focus, humility, and occasional muttered curses. Every misplaced component is a lesson in humility. Every successful solder joint is a fleeting triumph that deserves a small dance. I've learned to celebrate tiny victories. The phone powers on, the resistor behaves, and I survive another day without crying into my magnifier. The more I repair, the more I realize that humor is essential. Without it, every microchip becomes a tiny tyrant, every screw a personal adversary. I've even started talking to the components, coaxing them with a mix of threats, compliments, and sarcasm. Listen, resistor, I whisper. You either behave, or I am making you famous on my YouTube channel for your mischief. Sometimes it works, sometimes they ignore me completely. Both outcomes are equally entertaining. The CPU might be the king of the board, but the resistors are the tricksters, and the screws, well, they read the spies in the shadows. Every repair teaches a subtle philosophy. Small things can create enormous chaos. Patience is your currency, and laughter is your only weapon. When I finally test the phone and see the familiar Apple logo glow, I feel a surge of absurd satisfaction, like winning a battle that no one else knew existed. And then I think the next iPhone will probably be even more complicated, and I will greet it with the same blend of dread, humor, and strange love. Life is a series of micro repairs, micro triumphs, and tiny absurdities. And if you survive them with humor, you gain wisdom, or at least a decent story to tell. I pick up my tools, glance at the now functioning iPhone 15 Pro, and quietly reflect. The universe is messy, fragile, hilarious, and utterly incomprehensible. And yet, somehow, I find joy in all of it. The screws, the resistors, the tiny disasters. They read my companions in this absurd journey. Every repair session leaves me more experienced, more humble, and more amused. And that is why I continue not just to fix phones, but to embrace the chaos, celebrate the tiny victories, and laugh at the absurdity of it all. So here, as to the next phone, the next resistor, the next screw that disappears. May we meet again, and may the absurdity be just as entertaining. Because, in the end, life, like phone repair, is unpredictable, challenging, sometimes maddening, but endlessly amusing. And somehow, I wouldn't have it any other way.